Hey everyone, welcome to DJK Podcast. We're super excited. We've decided to start a podcast. We've obviously done a lot of construction site videos on site, showing people inside our builds and things we got going on in the field, but really wanted to start a podcast, kind of bring people into the build, let people see what we do as a company, kind of the inner workings of our team on a daily basis, and who we deal with as well on a daily basis, whether it's lenders, agents, some of our trade contractors and stuff like that. Really bring them inside the build and just create conversation around who we are as a company and what we kind of do here in the Naperville area. Now, kind of getting into the DJK story, obviously we've been a custom home builder in the Naperville area and surrounding areas, but we started in the Naperville area, and then you started the company back in '88. Just tell us, talk a little bit about kind of how we started the company, what drove you into home building and kind of where it has gone from there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, obviously, the whole story, but just, to everybody else, a little bit about how we got going, why we chose to be a builder and such. Kind of go back, it was 1988, and, Mom and I were, set to get married in '89, and we said, hey, let's build a house. I was already in the trades. I was a bricklayer by trade. And, to me, it always seemed, pretty easy. Found out that it's a lot more difficult than you let on to just see it firsthand. But, we jumped into it. We made a call to, a good buddy of mine, John Green, who was, in Naperville. I think he started his business here in '76 on the real estate side, and told him, hey, what I'm looking to do, and I'm looking for a lot. So John, got somebody take us out, look for some home sites. We got going on it and picked our first site. It was actually South Naperville back in '88. So even though South Naperville felt really south,
didn't quite look like it does now.
Then, no, not even close. It was actually gravel roads, like a block south of where we built. We wanted to get started. We kind of had a vision of, hey, we thought we had a really great eye for detail. We thought we could bring that and help people, with solutions on, what they want in their homes. And so we built our first home. We got a ton of attention, which kind of led me to believe that, hey, we're heading in the right direction, right, with what we're doing. And yeah, maybe we overbuilt a little bit on that first one, but everybody loved it. And, and that kind of just helped segue us into, being the custom home builder we are today. Fast forward, now almost 38 years to what we're doing now, and the team that we created over that 38 years and the knowledge that we gained.
And the vision's still always been the same, right? Your original vision was, I think the difference in the differences in the details, was that
the differences in the details
in '88?
Yeah, that was our initial part of our logo back then, right?
And we've obviously branched out into, like now we say sustainable, healthy, efficient as kind of one of our key phrases, but that differences in the details still is probably one of the most prominent things in our business, because what we truly believe as a builder, that if you have to think that something isn't right, then it's not right and it needs to be addressed. So detail is everything, kind of, and it's, from your original vision to what we're doing now, it really is.
It is. It's, and to me, I always say this, right? And, people that know me, sometimes hear me say the same thing over and over, is right. It's probably just because that's what I believe, right? And I just think it's like you're finding solutions for people, no matter what it is. People ask me all the time, it's like, hey, is this doable? I go, well, anything's doable. I mean, we can make anything happen. We've truly become a 100% custom builder. Even though people look on our website and they see all the different plans, I always say it's great ideas just to get people's thought pattern flowing, right?
Yeah, I mean, people like to see a vision. People have a hard time kind of envisioning exactly what they might be thinking, and all of our plans kind of operate as kind of a starting basis, right?
Well,
we're fully custom. The sky is really the limit, but
people want to. Hey, I'm building on a 50-foot wide home site. People have said to us, how are we going to build a house on that? And then when we show them a plan that we've designed, actually like the one we're sitting in here today, right, at our model home, on a 49.5-foot wide home site, and nobody believes it when they walk in it. It's, and it is. It's truly all about the design, and we've focused on just doing some incredible designs that make sense for each home site that we're building on.
Yeah,
right?
and I think, one thing that sets us apart, we're obviously Naperville is huge for us, right? But we've always been the local builder. We've always been right here in Naperville. We've lived in Naperville. You've lived here,
Yeah, Mom and I
longer
moved
than I
out.
have.
Moved out here in
Yeah.
'89.
Yeah, and I've lived here my whole life. So it's like Naperville's always been kind of our stomping grounds. But, obviously if there wasn't a reason for it to be, we wouldn't still be here building in Naperville. The reason we're building in Naperville is because we really believe in the town. I mean, the town's got a ton to offer. The amount of growth there's been over the last 30 something years has been incredible, and it just continues to.
How do you beat downtown Naperville? Like when we built this model, I said, hey, we're building a model in downtown Naperville because we want the lifestyle at work, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, where can you have a workplace or a place to live where you can, walk down the street
Yeah,
to
then
a
you got
beach?
probably six or seven coffee shops within walking distance. So it's just a great town, and it's awesome to be able to build, for so many families in this town, right? We're not just building this model here for ourselves to go get a nice coffee on our lunch break, but obviously
helps for sure.
Yeah, the reason we're building here is because people do come to Naperville to raise their families, and in raising a family, one of the, probably the biggest thing in raising a family is your home, and we get to, deliver it to clients, which is really exciting for us, and
personalizing,
it's really something cool to be part of.
Getting the homes for people that are 100% personalized to them. And, back to the Naperville piece, right? It's like, let's say when people, call and ask, hey, what's some great areas to build in? The first thing they always say is, I heard some really great things about Naperville and the Naperville school system. There's many reasons behind why the Naperville school system's been voted the best in the nation multiple times, didn't just get lucky at it once.
Yeah.
And, you come down here, you see you meet the people, see a lot of products from the schools, and, it's just fantastic,
And obviously Naperville isn't the only place we build. We're kind of, our model central in Naperville. We have a model home in Plainfield. We have another model home in the historic district of Naperville, which is our luxury row home. But we build everywhere throughout the area, right? We usually say within 25, 30-mile radius of Naperville. We have projects going in Glen Ellen right now, Downers Grove, Plainfield, Yorkville,
Burr Ridge, Oak Brook.
Burr Ridge.
Gosh, last year we did.
These are all ones we got going right now,
And those are all, again, fantastic towns. And people, we have all these different options, and people, have the ability to choose, the exact location that they want to do, and not just be locked into the fact that, you guys only build Naperville. No, we build throughout the suburbs.
And we're familiar with, I'd say, every town within probably 25, 30-mile radius of here. We've worked with most villages. We know, what building inspectors are looking for. We know, city staff at a lot of the villages and stuff. So we have relationships in lots of different areas, and
good connections,
Naperville
right?
is our hub, but we're doing things kind of.
And good connections just with real estate agents and such that, being that we've been here 38 years, everybody knows us and we tend to know everybody. So like, if by chance we don't have the home site for somebody already, we found that it's very easy for us to, get that home site. And I tell people sometimes it's within a few hours, sometimes it takes me a few weeks, but
and I think obviously in a business like ours, building custom homes in an area that's built up, right? One of the key things is getting land. I mean, in Naperville, whether it's Naperville, Glen Ellen, Elmhurst, all those areas, land is probably the most difficult thing, but that's one thing that has always been a focus for us, is getting the land so that when we have a client that comes wanting to build with us, we can offer them, a catalog of land that we have, but we also have great relationships. One of the things we always say to people is we say, your lot, our lot, or we'll find you a lot.
Absolutely.
And that basically means like, hey, we've got lots in our inventory. We spend many, many hours, and we have many relationships that are bringing us these opportunities for key lots and, in highly desired areas.
Well, too, it's doing the due diligence, right? We get people all the time that say, hey, I'm looking for a lot in, Naperville, Downers, wherever, irrelevant on the town. But, we go out because we've been doing this so long, we know all the key things to look for. So the lots that when we find a lot, we're making sure that we're not bringing a lot to them that it makes no sense.
Yeah, we help out, with all the due diligence that's required when purchasing land, right? You see an attractive price on Zillow. That looks like it might be
too good to be true. It's probably too good to be true.
It's too good to be true. But we help with due diligence because there's so many things you have to think of when acquiring land. Whether it's where are the sewer and water connections, how's the soil, is there floodplain, all those different things. What am I going to have to do for storm sewers? Is there availability for me to tie into storm sewers at proper heights and stuff like that? So when we're acquiring land that we're going to hold in our inventory, we're obviously looking at all those things, but to the your lot piece, we obviously work with clients all the time that have already acquired a lot for themselves they're looking to acquire a lot. And
we've got one underway. We're just getting ready to get rolling on a customer's lot in Wayne. And, they came, they said they have their lot. I went, I checked it out. I did all of my field checks on it, and it's turns out to be a great home site, and we're going to design the home for them. And
did that client already have the home site, or
they had it. Yeah, they had it when they came to us. They bought it a few years ago, and they've been just kind of waiting to build, and they've been looking actually for the right builder for some time. And they wound up walking in the front door of our model and fell in love with what we do.
I think we've got kind of like hit it all, right? We've got plenty of lots in our inventory where we have great offerings at any given time for people to come in here and kind of one-stop shop, say, hey, I'm looking to be in Naperville. I've kind of looked through your site, or I've looked through your house, and I really like this project you built over here on, Jefferson Street or whatnot. And I would like to pull some of those designs, where can I build? Well, here's, a bunch of great lots we already have acquired. Or, if a client comes in and says, hey, I've got a lot already. Well, great. Let's look at your lot and let's do some due diligence, get you some numbers to what we think, your site development portion of your lot.
That's kind of where we drag a lot of the team into it. Kind of great segue into our team, right? And you mentioned the word design. They're looking through house or something like that, and they see the designs. Well, like that's just not just me, and not just you, right? We've got
a team of
a killer team,
24 people here in the office. From designers to purchasing to sales to office admin. I mean, you name it, marketing. There's someone at our company.
Our on-site project management, in-office project management. It's truly an incredible process to have, and make sure that you keep everybody on the rails through the whole process, right? We always say stay in your lane, right?
Yeah,
and whether it's us or the buyer, right? Yeah. It's like stay in the lane that we've created. Yeah. Because that lane works, right? And everybody all of a sudden just comes merging in, right? And you end with this end product that is just it's spectacular, right? Yeah. There's like blips in the road through the process, whether it's people spending a little bit more than they wanted to spend, or they change their vision, a third of the way through the project on a design style, moving from modern to transitional or some other direction. And, we're very adaptive to be able to hit all that. Our interior designers that are on staff are awesome. I mean, gosh, they put together some of
that. You walk in a project at the end after they finish up, whether if they're doing design services.
Yeah, it's jaw-dropping.
Walk in there and it's like,
right?
Wow, I didn't even think of some of these things that could be accomplished. But
it's part of the team, right? And that's the key. Is surround yourself with some great people, and good things come of it.
Yeah. Now jumping back to kind of focusing on Naperville a little from a land perspective, right? And home sites. Wanted to talk a little bit too about current opportunities where people could find, what home sites we have available. Right. All of our home sites that we have in inventory are typically on our website. But we have 5 home sites today that we'd kind of like to highlight, as a starting point for people that might be looking in the area. And the first one being 3316 Club Court in White Eagle in Naperville.
White Eagle's a great area. White Eagle's it's an older development further south in Naperville, just west of Route 59. White Eagle Golf Course. I love golf, and if you haven't played White Eagle, it's an awesome course. This specific home site backs right to the course, and White Eagle's got a great golf club membership, social clubs. Just an incredible community overall. It's
so well manicured too.
Oh, it's beautiful when you pull in, right?
But they had feel and the opportunity we have on that vacant lot there on Club Court. Club Court is literally, I think, the a premier location
it's the
in
high-end
in White
cul-de-sac in White Eagle.
backs the course, great views. We've already got a home that we specifically designed for that lot. That's going to fit it perfectly with a side load garage. And I think that's got like a 4 or 5 car garage, a lot of space in that garage.
Absolutely.
And we could obviously custom design, anything
totally.
for a buyer on that lot if they don't like that exact plan. We're full custom. So a lot of times we'll market a plan on a lot and, hey, here's what can be built here. But it's not what necessarily winds up being built there, right? Everyone has their kind of idea of what perfection is for them and where they want to go with things. But yeah, that's an awesome lot.
It's a great site.
If you're looking South Naperville and looking for a high-end feel.
And White Eagle super family oriented as well.
Yeah, and it's fully built out, right? So if you're looking to get in a subdivision where you're not moving into new construction, it's the last lot in there, and we have that opportunity. So it's a great one. Next one is 820 East Prairie, and that's going to be in East Highlands, Naperville.
Yeah, East Highlands is awesome area, and call it the overall downtown market. When I think downtown Naperville, you draw radius of maybe a mile and a half around the heart where the river is, at Water Street. And, you go East Highlands, super close, walking distance. They've got the trail just on the east side of the river there, super vibrant, a lot of young families. Kind of gives you, there's a lot of areas in there kind of more of a rolling feel, right? Where there's some good topography.
And this lot in particular is pretty deep. I forget the exact depth
it's 195.
Lot, but it's deep for a downtown Naperville lot. And it's kind of on a private street. It's really close to Prairie Elementary.
We just built a beautiful modern home just, off the back corner of that site. I think your price points in East Highlands are going to be, one of the highest of the downtown Naperville area, but it's because of all the surrounding homes within the community.
Okay.
And I know we just did a spec in East Highlands just last summer, right? And it sold for, mid 2 millions, 2.5, 2.6-ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Great area.
Yeah, and we got another one that we'll be doing either for fall. Well, it's probably going to wind up being like a winter or spring home show that we'll have one going in there at 7:30 Sunset.
Right.
That's going to kind of be a showcase home where we're going to bring a lot of cool ideas and allow
people
to kind of tour through it. So we're excited for that. Well. But no, East Highlands, downtown Naperville, we've got a bunch of other lot opportunities in downtown Naperville. A lot of teardown type opportunities.
I think we own like close to 30 home sites in the downtown market overall currently.
Yeah, so this was just one we wanted to highlight. It's a great site.
Big site. You don't see them that big. It's a great, it's like, it's 63 and a half or 62 and a half wide by 195. So
it's very deep.
Great home site size.
Next area in downtown Naperville that we build a lot in is West Highlands, right? That's going to be a little bit further from the core downtown, but it's close to that whole area that's been developed with. Honestly,
you're still in that
when I'm working here at
radius.
The Model, I head that way for lunch 90% of the time, right? I go to Nautical Bowls or Blackberry Market right there.
Trader Joe's.
West Highlands Trader Joe's. You got
if you feel like around, you could stop Orange Theory.
Feel like getting to work at it, you got everything over there, right? And even got a bank going in now.
Yeah.
So West Highlands is a great area to be in Naperville. A little lower price point.
Yeah, a little bit. It's you probably go to West Highlands. Maybe you bump down 200,000.
Yeah.
I'd say West Highlands. You can today you starting in there in the rough 1.3-ish range.
Yeah.
Maybe 1.4, and home sites are a little bit wider there. I know we've got on that 1033 Emerald one.
Yeah.
It's a wider home site. I think it's roughly around 80 feet wide. Great home site for, ranch client. We just finished a beautiful ranch in there for another client. At 80 foot wide, you can get a great ranch.
Oh, absolutely.
For that, empty nester that looking to be close to downtown.
And that's close to the elementary school in that subdivision as well. So
yeah, no, nice. Great. West Highlands is another great area, and that's essentially they consider West Highlands everything, that area just south of Edwards Hospital. Yeah. Which is, again, like I mentioned, within that 1.5 mile
there's so many
radius.
Amenities over there, too. I mean, you're still walking distance to downtown. If you want a little bit longer walk, you're still access to the DuPage River Trail, which is an excellent amenity from either East Highlands or West Highlands. So it's a great lot over in that area. And we got other lot opportunities in there as well. But I
think we own like
Emerald
8 of them in there right now in West Highlands.
Yeah. No, that's a great area, and wanted to kind of highlight that lot in specific because today we focusing kind of on some of the vacant lot opportunities. Most of these ones we mentioned today, they're vacant lots where they don't currently have a home on them, and some of them we've already demolished the home in preparation for kind of a build. Next up, we have a lot over in Green Acres, which is going to be
the only lot available in Green Acres.
I think that's 7 South 381.
Plainfield-Naperville Road, yeah.
So it's the only lot in Green Acres. Large lot. It's close to an acre.
Yeah, I think it's just shy of an
over
acre.
3/4 of an acre.
Super high-end homes surrounding the area.
It's one of the higher end areas in Naperville. I'd say there's
with big home sites.
Yeah,
if you want to go big home sites, it's an unincorporated section of call it the downtown Naperville market. Super walkable to downtown. You could build any size home on there. If anybody that's driven that, Green Acres area knows there's some stunning homes.
Yeah, we're marketing a plan on there. I don't recall the exact square footage of it, but you can see we have a sign out front that has the home kind of set on the lot, and I mean the home looks tiny on the lot. And it's a relatively large home. It just shows how big that lot is and how much room there is to really work with. I mean, you get a guy that wants a car collection, you probably fit. What do you fit?
I would do like a 15 car garage.
Yeah,
there.
I don't know how many cars
and I'd be perfectly happy.
Lots off the market, Dan. We got to take
lots off the market. Yeah.
No, that's an awesome lot over there, and Green Acres lots don't come along often at all, right? And
I was actually shocked that we got that.
Yeah, we were, and we wound up we demolished the home on it already because we said, hey, the home on it was really not worth.
Right. We just finished the demo on it, cleaning up the site.
Yeah, we just graded it out and cleaned up the site. That way clients
pruned all the trees, took down the ones that didn't make sense. The lot, drive by now looks. I just drove by this morning. It looks awesome.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It's a nice lot over there. And then last lot we have on our kind of vacant lots that we're going to talk about today is that one over there on Hobson. Large lot over there on Hobson. What's the size of that?
It's a little bit. I think it's 2.5 acres. Yeah. Awesome lot, and got the opportunity through a great realtor partner of mine that we'll bring in on another segment really quickly after this one to give even greater highlights of that. But Hobson Road home sites. Everybody that knows Hobson Road knows that you don't see home sites come on Hobson Road very often. Yeah. But I'd say just a teaser. It's it's a killer home site, roughly 2.5 acres on Hobson, surrounded by multi-million-dollar homes, and we'll talk more about it with Mike.
Yeah, and you're close to 355, close to all the close to downtown Naperville, close to all the amenities over there, and Lyle with Ike and Oak Brewing and all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And close to that, there's a trail system that runs right to Green Valley Forest Preserve.
Yeah,
it's one thing I love about Naperville. I think that we all take for granted is there is a lot of outdoor activities. I'm a big gravel biker, and one of the things I do all the time is jump on, Green Valley Trail. Oh yeah, take that all throughout Naperville. I mean, you could ride 50 miles and really not.
I've ridden it with you a couple times. I kind of fizzle out a little bit, but you do great.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about Green Valley. We can do laps, and you can just
you can catch back up with me.
I'll catch back up to you, then we'll meet back up.
But no, it is. It's got. The outdoor entertaining, and whether it's the biking for exercise or it's
the river,
the walking,
kayaking,
or hanging out down by the river and
paddle boat quarry.
I was just down there last Tuesday night, and there was some lady standing in a boat singing opera. That
was me.
It was pretty cool. I mean, just the entertainment factor of downtown is just awesome.
Yeah, there's so much.
I mentioned earlier the beach, Centennial Beach.
Yeah, one year Naperville was rated on top beach towns. It was funny. I mean, we're not really a beach town, but they made the list because of Centennial Beach, which is an awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome little watering hole in town. That's
to have right in the middle of the downtown. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So we obviously mentioned a lot of land opportunities for single family homes, right? And we also focus on another product we do is our luxury row homes.
Yeah.
We have Heritage Place, which we have 41 luxury row homes, and we're starting on 2 of the units that are going to be in the old historic trailer mansion. We're super excited. about that.
That's going to be incredible.
And that whole development is coming along. We're probably 3/4 through the development piece with build out and stuff, and we're after this year of 2025. Next year we'll really only have 3 buildings that are left to be constructed there, on the northwest kind of corner of the development.
It is, yeah.
So that's been a fun product to build because it's been
Well, it was our first jump into multifamily, right? And right there in the middle of the historic district of downtown Naperville is pretty exciting.
Yeah, and I think the vision, we had a pretty detailed vision for that going into the project, but then I think what it's become has been even more than we had even imagined, right? Some of these units that we're walking in, two of the larger end units that were closing recently, I walk in there and it's like, holy crap,
the detail that the design team here is put together with the buyers. I mean, my gosh, I walk in, I'm completely stunned on the look of these units.
And people dig those units because I call them units. They're more like residences, luxury residences, right? But people dig the area. It's in the historic district. You can walk to the train, jump on a 38-minute train to Chicago. You can, walk to downtown Naperville. You can walk to North Central College if you want to go to their coffee shop there. I don't know what they call it nowadays, but back when I went there, it was the Boiler House. I think it's something different now. But yeah, that area there has so many amenities. It's such a great product for people that are looking to have that really high-end, elevated kind of level of living, but not have to worry about maintenance.
Turn the key and leave,
and have kind of a nice community built around it, right?
Very much so, yeah.
Everyone there has kind of common purpose, and
great garage. They got most of the units got 2 cars. Some of the units got 3-car garages. So yeah, it's awesome. Everybody that drives by it, I think, is kind of in awe from what the very early stages they were unsure.
Yeah.
But now it's just.
Yeah, I was just standing on the sidewalk yesterday at that development, and one of the neighbors was walking their dog and complimented us on how it's come along. He said he loves the project, and it's cool to hear things like that because sometimes it just pays to hear kind of good.
Well, yeah, neighbors overall a lot of times don't like change in the neighborhood.
Yeah, you definitely and doing a big development like Heritage Place, you definitely get
It's a lot of disruption.
I think we're well past that now, and we're obviously in building 41 units and developing a whole community in the middle of an existing community. There's some disturbance and noise and stuff like that, and we're super excited because now getting to the point that we're at in the development, we're going to be landscaping that whole middle rose garden this fall here, and we're going to be finishing landscape on buildings 3 and 7. Putting more roads in within the development. So I think at the end of this fall, that whole development's really going to feel like home, right?
That whole south half.
Yeah.
The goal there was get the whole south half done. So all the buyers there. That's what we started on the south side, and moving our way to the north, and all the buyers there are going to have a kind of finished community, for their area.
Well, no, I think it's been great chatting. I think a lot of talk about Naperville and kind of the DJK story, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great content.
We look forward to a lot more of these
and bringing some local realtors in and some of our other partners. It's going to be exciting, and I'm sure there's
we're going to have some great guests,
great conversations.
Bring some good stuff to everybody.